Hi, I'm Jamie Thomas.
And I'm Brad.
And today we're going to be talking about reviews and tips for Volcano Bay at Universal Studios. So I just got back from Universal. I was there for some travel agents training, and so Brad didn't get to come, unfortunately. I had lots of fun, and I got to check out Volcano Bay, which was awesome. It's just opened up, I think, less than a year ago, I want to say. It's brand new, brand spanking new. So it was so cool to check it all out and to ride some rides. So one of the awesome things that makes Volcano Bay unique, besides the huge volcano in the middle of the water park, and it's huge, and it's so cool because in the evenings it actually lights up and looks like lava's flowing down, which is cool. Super cool. So one of the things that makes it so unique is the story and the immersive experience really behind Volcano Bay. Universal has done an excellent job putting in thought behind every little detail really at the park. The whole story behind Volcano Bay is basically that the Waturi people basically settled in Volcano Bay, and they were guided there, and so it's their home. It's kind of like a Polynesian Hawaiian themed, and they've made home there, and they welcome us in, and they have different specific rides all about kind of like the Waturi people and what they've done there.
So when you say it's really immersive and stuff, like what kind of things specifically made it so immersive, other than obviously there's this really cool volcano in the middle?
Yeah, well, every single ride is really tailored to something back to the story about the Waturi people. So I got to go on the Oh No and Oh Yeah slide, which is really cool. It's, the slide, and then at the very end of it, there's a 6-foot drop into the water. When I was actually getting up onto the slide, it was super fun because they started to talk about the Waturi people and how it was kind of like a rite of passage for the Waturi people to kind of do this little slide and drop 6 feet. And so it kind of had a history on it.
So it even explains it while you're in the lineup.
Yeah. So on each single slide, there's kind of like a story behind it that goes back to this story of Volcano Bay and the Waturi people.
So one of the things that you kept on saying when you got home from going there was the uniqueness of this water park. Because to me, when I think of water parks, it's the same thing. You go on water slides, and some places have bigger ones, some places have not as big ones. There's a lazy river. What made this one unique beyond even just the theming?
Yeah, I think and that's a good point, for people who maybe aren't into water parks, I've talked to many people and they go, well, we're not really into water parks. Yeah. So they think, I don't want to go to this. If you don't like wrestling with tubes and things like that, then this is the park for you. Good. Because, not at one point was I wrestling with tubes. They have conveyor belts to take the tubes up. So that's super unique in itself. That's awesome. The whole park is a circle. So it's very easy to kind of walk around and navigate, and you end up just kind of going in one big circle.
So it's like awesome. The hub and spoke system that you see at so many parks.
Totally, yeah.
Now, usually you don't, though, at water parks. That is unique.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. And then there's also, several different kind of quiet pools and also areas where are maybe a little bit more relaxing, mixed in with, the more crazy water rides. So there's something really for everyone. There's even a huge kiddie area. I think it was Runamaka Reef. Yeah, because the kids are running amok, right? Well, so, and it's a huge area for kids. So there's tons of area for every single person in the family, for those thrill seekers, for the little guys, for people just even wanting to chill out in a cabana. There is options really for everyone. The other thing that makes it really unique is that there is direct access from Cabana Bay and soon to be also Adventure Hotel. So it's like a 5-minute walk if you are at one of those hotels, which is awesome.
That's really cool. And those are considered for Universal to be their economy hotels.
And then probably the biggest thing that makes it unique is its tapu wristbands.
Okay, so when you were there, Jamie was texting me all the time about what was going on, and she texted me this picture. I'll show it to you right now. And she's like, look at this. And I was I said, why do you have a Tamagotchi from 1998 attached to your wrist? What is that thing? But then when you actually explained to me what it is and how unique it is to Volcano Bay, I was pretty blown away.
Yeah, it's really cool. You actually get it the moment you walk into the park. And it's not like a magic band. You don't get to keep it. I do have to give it back at the end of the day, unfortunately. But it is yours for the day. And they're pretty awesome. They stay on. It's basically a wristband that kind of looks like a Tamagotchi. And it stays on you. It clips on. So I found it was really secure, although I did see a lifeguard with his, like, probably 12 of them linked together because people were losing them in the wave pool. The really cool thing about it is all the things that it can do. So first of all, when you go, you want to make sure to download the Universal app before you go and to link your credit card, because the first thing is when you're in the park, it is your payment method. So if you don't want to have to carry a credit card or dollar bills and money, then you can go right up with your tapu and pay for food and drinks.
But that's such a nice convenience at a water park, because you don't want to be fumbling around with your wallet. You don't want to be fumbling around with your credit cards. And so having that convenience of using it as your pay method is great.
It's awesome. And then the other thing it does is it actually is your access to open and close your lockers. So at the locker area, you will be able to insert your credit card and then, sign up for a locker basically. And then the moment you get a locker, it's linked and you can literally go and open and close it all throughout the day. And the really cool thing is you scan it and then you hear and some locker that you know is yours has popped open, and then you just close it, and then when you're ready to go open it again, you go, and then it just opens off. And sometimes you're like a little ways away from the access point, but so you got to make sure you're not like standing there while your locker's open. But it's really cool.
There's so much more the tapu can do, but I think the coolest thing is how it works regarding rides.
Yeah, so basically it is your virtual waiting in a line. How would I describe that?
I mean, it's like Fast Pass. It's like Fast Pass Plus if you've done anything like that. It virtually places you in line.
Yes. And you'll see when you go to Universal, there will be boards all around. They're kind of like a virtual board, and it will list wait times for every single ride. And some of them will be ride now, so you don't need to tapu into those rides. But for ones like a 90-minute wait, or even the day we were there was one with a 3-hour wait. So we went up to it, and there'll be a little virtual totem, and you go and you literally just tap your tapu. You know what? Actually,
you tap the tappa.
You tap a tappa.
Tappa.
So, okay, you go and you can tapu into a virtual totem, and then it will give you a countdown on the little like Tamagotchi watch until it's your turn to ride.
That's awesome.
It's really cool, and it actually buzzes when it's your turn, so you'll feel the little buzz.
And, to me, it's such a simple thing, but it's such a great thing for a water park. Yeah. When you wait at water parks, you don't have your shirt on, you're getting sunburned, you're standing there, there's no air conditioning, it's a nightmare. Yeah. The perfect place to be able to like wait is a water park. You can go in the lazy river, you can go get some food, you can hang out by the wave pool or in the wave pool, and then when it's time to go, you just walk right on the ride. How perfect is that?
Yeah, and it is about, when you go back to the ride, maybe like a 15-minute wait, but when you considered that you could have been waiting 3 hours.
Man.
So you will have to wait like when you walk back and hop into line, but it won't be significant at all.
And that would make it, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it doesn't matter if you're on a super busy day or a day when the park's empty, you don't feel like you're spending all day waiting in line.
No, not at all.
So what are some other things you can do with the tapu? Because I know it's not just your locker and paying for stuff and the rides.
Yeah, it has really fun things, and the kids are going to love this, is throughout the park, there's little areas where you will see the tapu kind of logo, and you can go and tap in, and it will unlock kind of secret spray things. So on the lazy river, we were able to go and tap in right on the bridge, and it was spraying people in the lazy river while we were going by.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. And there's several different areas throughout the park where you can kind of unlock these little secret areas, which is really fun. And the other thing you can do with it is a photo pass.
Nice.
So you can go, and there's areas throughout the parks where you'll kind of see these like statue totems, and you can go go, tap in, and it will take your picture. And I was actually really surprised with the quality of picture because they were really good. Like, you know, when you're in your swimsuit and your hair is all wet and stuff, you usually look kind of like, you know.
It's not how you want to remember that moment.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to want to have a picture of you like in a swimsuit with your hair wet. But honestly, the pictures, I don't know what they do to them, but they looked actually fabulous.
That's awesome.
For bathing suit pictures. Yeah. But I was too cheap to actually end up buying it for the day.
So you don't get that included with your parking?
No, you don't. But you can go at the end of the day and actually tap in and you can look and view your photos.
See if there's any worth buying.
Yes, and there's select rides where you can actually get your photo taken while you're going down on the ride. So here are a few tips for Volcano Bay if you are going to visit there. Things that I would have liked to know and found handy before I would have gone. So tip number 1 is make sure to bring flip-flops or even better yet, water socks. Now, Volcano Bay is really awesome because they have sprayers actually on the ground to try and keep the floor wet. But in some areas, it's very narrow. So we were actually there and it wasn't crazy hot, but it was still pretty hot. And all where the sprayers were touching, you'd see just crowds of people walking because the rest of the area...
masses.
Yes, because the rest of the area was dry and no one wants to burn their feet, right? So they were wanting to walk in the spray area. Tip number 2 is make sure to download that Universal app before you go. I already kind of touched on this, but you want to set up your credit card information in the app before you even get to the parks because you're not going to want to be messing around with your credit card in the app, you know, when you're inside the park and working on that when the kids are wanting to run over to the, you know, water slides and stuff. Tip number 3 is bring a towel because Volcano Bay actually charges $5 for a towel.
For one towel?
Yeah.
So if you've got a family of 5, you're looking at $25.
Yeah, and you don't even get to keep it, right? Wow. Like, it's just a towel rental, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even get to exchange it. So let's say you have a wet towel and you want to exchange it for a dry one.
Like $5 more.
Yeah, you have to pay that $5 again. So
no soup for you.
Yeah, no. So bring your own towel, save that $5. And tip number 4. I like that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tip number 4. Right?
Yeah.
So tip number 4 is make sure to check what ride you are tapping into. Because some of the rides I went to go tapu, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the 3-hour wait. I'm going to tapu. And then it was like, oh my gosh, that's a death drop. Backing up. So make sure you are actually like reading what you are tapping into because it could be all the way up in the volcano and be the really scary ride, or, you know, maybe it's one that your kids don't even meet the height requirements to. So make sure you know what you are tapping into. Tip number 5 is consider renting a cabana. I got to see these cabanas. They are amazing. We are going to rent one. The prices start at $200 for off season. In the high season though, in like August, they start around $400. So, but they're so popular. People want them.
Yeah.
Because Universal, actually, when we were there, we saw a whole area where they were constructing all new cabanas.
Just cabanas.
Because people are wanting them so bad.
They're so hot now.
They're so hot, the cabanas. And the cabanas are awesome. They're a shaded area. There isn't a whole lot of places with shades. You know, it's a lot of open kind of lounge chairs. So if you're wanting a shaded area, it's beautiful. It has a fan above you to keep you cold. It's stocked with a fridge, with waters, and also you get like a snack fruit basket. And I saw pictures of the snack fruit basket. It looks awesome.
What is it about fruit baskets? They just make everything feel luxurious.
Yeah. The other thing that's included with it is it actually has its own private menu. So if you want to order drinks or food right to your cabana, you can do that. And you don't even have to leave that cabana because somebody will come and bring it right to you, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
And probably the best part about it is that virtual totem that you can tapu in is actually in your cabana.
Wow.
So you don't have to like walk across the park to go scan into or tapu into a ride. You can do it right in your cabana and just hang out in the cabana until it's time to go on that ride. So tip number 6 is consider getting a Coke Freestyle refillable mug because you can actually fill it up throughout the day and it's a really good value if you want to get drinks and stay hydrated. Tip number
7
is consider renting a locker. They range for about $15 a day for just like a regular size one. I was actually able to probably fit like 2 large size backpacks, I would say, in it.
That's good.
So it was a decent size.
Yeah.
Tip number 8.
So if you stay at a Universal resort, you actually get to enter the park 90 minutes early, which is pretty awesome. Jamie.
Yes, Brad.
So when you're waiting for your tapu or for your ride,
yeah,
what kind of things can you do?
Oh, there's a ton of really fun things you can do. First of all, there is the big wave pool right next to the volcano, right underneath it, and actually you'll hear like a gong, like just like that.
Yeah.
And that means the waves are starting.
Yeah.
So you can just like hang out in the wave pool if you want. There's also a lazy river that you can go in. I didn't get a chance to go into the lazy river.
Why, Jamie?
Because some kid pooped in it. So, yeah, we were going to, but then...
That's always a danger at a water park.
The guy was like, no, you can't go in. Some kid took a dump, and then I saw the guy, the poor Universal employee, with the dump in his hand having to walk away.
It's the scene from Caddyshack.
Yeah, totally was. So I didn't go in the lazy river, and after that happened, I was kind of like, I think I'm okay to skip the lazy river.
But you should.
You should definitely. I'm sure the poop,
I'm sure it's been clean.
All good. But I actually did spend my day mostly in kind of a lazy river.
Yes.
I hung out in the Fearless River.
The Fearless River.
That
sounds different than lazy.
Yeah, it really is, actually. It's kind of like a lazy river and kind of not at all. It's like a lazy river in the fact that it does a circle and you can just like stay in it continuously. The only thing that's different is instead of like tubes where you get to sit in, you get life jackets to make sure you don't drown. And then there is multiple points of jets and like water gushing.
Yeah.
And you get pushed around throughout this lazy river. And I don't even just mean like push, like the jets are so strong. At one point my pants almost fell off. It was a really good time. You remember when you're a kid and you're in a pool and you run around and try and make like a tidal wave, and then you just like drift while the tidal wave goes, like that, but like geared up like times 10.
Nice.
It was really awesome.
So it's like the lazy river, faster, and based on your experience, doesn't have any poop.
Yes.
I kind of get a sense, but what were your general thoughts of Volcano Bay? Like, how does it compare to other water parks? Did you like it? Would you go back?
It was awesome. Seriously, like...
Even with the poop ride?
Even with the lazy river happening to have poop in it.
Yeah.
It honestly was stellar. Like, the storytelling on it, the immersion, the rides itself... Everything about it was really, really cool and awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. We so appreciate your support. And if you need help on your next Universal vacation, go ahead and contact this girl.
Me, Jamie at clickthemouse. You can contact me through my email, jamie@clickthemouse.ca, or through the website, which is www.clickthemouse.ca/Jamie.
So take a moment, like, subscribe, comment on this video. Let us know what you think of Volcano Bay if you've been there. Let us know what you're excited about if you're going to Volcano Bay. And also let us know if there's anything you'd like us to cover, Disney-wise, Universal-wise, Orlando-wise, for your next Disney vacation. We want to help you. Or Universal vacation. We just want to help you have the most magical vacation possible.
Yeah. Bye.